Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we will learn circular linked list and doubly linked list. Circular linked list is a linked list whose last node points to its first node, which is the head. For the code of circular linked list, we will need to copy the code of single linked list because we are using single linked list to design code the circular linked list. I have copied the code. Here in the insert, in the else part, newnode next will become head, and here in insert that we will be checking current next is equals to the head. It won't be none, it will be head, and newnode next will be head, and here it none will change to head again, and in the display here we also need to change the none to head. And let's run the code. Now we can see the results. Doubly linked list is a linked list with three attributes: to our data and next, same as in single linked list, but there is an extra attribute called previous. The function of this attribute is to point the previous node. For the doubly linked list, we need to create a node again, node class. It will contain three variables. Let's put it into the init function. Init function will take data as its attribute, and the three variables will be: first will be data, which will take data as its value, and second will be the next variable, and it will be none initially, and third will be the previous, and it will be none initially too. And now we need to define a class in which we will put the functions. Let's call it as delinked. Here we need to define the object of the node class. Let's name it as current again, curr, and it will take a none value. We don't want to define any extra nodes. And inside the init function we will define the head, and head will be none initially. Now we need to define the insert function, and in this function we will take a value input from the user. It could be of any type, so we will not typecast it. Now we need to put this value into a node, so we will first create a new node. The new node will be an object of node class with data equals to value. Now we will check if head is empty, that is if head equals to none. If that is so, then we will put the new node into the head, else we will put the new node at current next. And now we first need to put the new node's previous equals to current, and now current will become equal to new node so that it can maintain the position of the last node. Now we will define another function, insert at. If user wants to insert a node at a position, this function will take value and new node same as that in insert, but it will take an extra variable that will be the pos variable, which will denote the position where user want to insert. It will be of integer type, so we are typecasting the input. Now we need to run a for loop for I in range 1 to pos, which is the variable which denotes the position. Now we will check if current next equals to none. That means there is no next node. Then we will put the value there, so current next will become the new node, and new nodes previous will become current. And else, if this doesn't happen, and we also need to return from the function if the if part executes, and else if current next is not null, then we will take another variable. Let's call it as ptr, and ptr will become current. Let's define ptr before using it, otherwise it sometimes gives error. And current will become current next. Now we need to put the ptr's next new node into ptr's next, and the new node's previous will be equal to ptr, and the new node's next will be equals to current, and the current's previous will become the new node. Now we can continue to our next function, which will be display all function. This function will display all the data of the linked list at once. And here we need to define current equals to head. We need to reset the position of current to the first node, so we do that, and we will run a loop, a while loop. While true, we need to print current.data, self.curr.data, and now we check if current next is equals to none, and if that is done, then we return from the function. Else we need to shift the current to its next node, which will be current equals to self.curr.next. Now we need to display one by one. First two lines will be the same. We need to set the current to head and the while loop, and now we need to give the user the choice so that he can choose if he want to visit the next node or the previous node, if he is going to choose one by one the nodes. And third option will be return to main menu. So if choice equals to 1, then we will check. If current previous is none, then we will print that no previous node exists, and else previous node exists. So we will just make current to shift to its previous node, and now we will print the current data. And now if choice equals to 2, then we need to shift to next node. We can use the same code, just replace previous with next. Now for the third choice, we will return, that will exit from the function, and for else part we will print wrong choice. And now we have done one function remains, that will be the remove function if we want to remove any node. So it will be similar to that of insert add because we are removing using the position, and so we will copy it from pause till the end of for loop and we paste it here. And now we need to change few things here. If currents next it's none, then we need to print that no such node exist. Node does not exist, and we will return from the function, else it will be the same as that of above. And now we need to remove the current function, so we will put the ptr.next equals to self.curr.next, and we need to define an extra variable that will be, we should call it as nxt, and we will put currents next to it, and here we will put the next dot previous equals to ptr. And now we will print node removed, and the removed node is self.current.data. Now all our functions are done. Now we need to use the main function. I don't want to write all those again, so I will copy this from our previous code and I will paste it and just do the alterations we need to do. An object will be created for delinked list, and we will have 6 options here. We have an extra option that is display one by one, so we will put it here, 5 display one by one. And 6 will become exit. Now we need to do some changes here. This will become remove from rem from, and this will become display all. And for the fifth choice we will change the exit, and it will become object.disp1, and we will add an extra choice which will be elif choice equals to 6. Then we need to exit from the code if choice is 6, then we will write exit obj, oh no, sorry, it will be exit 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 function. And now we should run the code, run, and here it's running. Now let's check the code, enter the data, and now let's see if it display all the data. Here it displays the data. Now let's try to add the data at a position. Here it added 2, we inserted 2 as data. Now we try to add again, add position equals to 2. Now let's check. Yep, it inserted the data at second position. You can check the data one by one, 1 for previous and 2 for next, and 3 for exit. Now if you want to read the data, Here we got some error. Let's check. Next should be before current becomes next, and we have done one more error, that current should be pointing the first node, which will be the head. So we will put the current's value equals to the head. Now we rerun the code. Now we need to execute and check. If you have any doubt, please drop it into the comment section. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.